environmental campaign group Greenpeace has strongly criticized the deal reached at the United Nations Conference for Climate Change in Durban. The deal would, for the first time, compel all the world's biggest polluters to take action to limit global warming. It will take effect by 2020. Executive Director of Greenpeace International, Kumi Naidu, says it's nothing but a voluntary deal put off for a decade.
The people that will be celebrating in the streets of Durban and in all capitals of the world today will be the most polluting corporations in the world. They are the ones that can claim victory because, in fact, the business as usual approach they wanted, they got it. The lack of urgency they wanted, they got it. The lack of ambition they wanted, they have achieved it.
Vice President of Nigeria, Mohammed Sambo, has called on young Africans to follow on the footsteps of President Jacob Zuma, whom, without a formal education, defied the odds. He was speaking at the American University of Nigeria, a private university based in Yola, in the northeast of the country, during an event to honor President Zuma for his commitment to education and human development. Vice President Sambo explains.
Let me also congratulate my brother, Dr. Jacob Zuma, the President of South Africa, on his conferment with an honorary doctorate of philosophy degree by the American University of Nigeria. A study of Mr. Zuma's life, starting from his humble beginnings and considering the challenges he faced and conquered, which enabled him rise to the pinnacle where he is presently shows that anything is possible when you apply your mind to achieving greatness irrespective of the conditions in which you find yourself.
Higher Education Minister Blading Zamanda says the skills of college lecturers will be upgraded to improve the quality of education at further education and training institutions. He was addressing a meeting of young people, teachers and members of the South African Communist Party in Durban. Over the past 2 months, the SACP has been engaging with higher education institutions, SETAs and the Department of Basic Education to encourage them to administer to the needs of learners. The South African Democratic Teachers Union in KwaZulu-Natal has welcomed the minister's plan.
What we have discovered in these meetings with the FET college rectors is the complaint that there is a lack of trained and balanced lecturers in terms of having the methodology for teaching as well as having technical skills to allow them to teach at these colleges. I think the challenge has been that there has never been a structured program to train lecturers. So we are happy if the Minister, therefore, of Higher Education is looking into a possibility of there being a program to actually train teachers.
Every minibus taxi that passes through the Free State on its way to another province will be stopped and checked, while the drivers will be assessed for fatigue. This is part of a proposal by the Free State Department of Police, Roads and Transport following the death of 30 people in a head-on collision between a minibus and a truck near Harrismith yesterday. MEC for Transport, Butana Kompela, says he'll meet with MECs of other provinces and propose that taxi associations register every taxi that leaves its province.
We are requesting all taxis that are leaving a destination that are going to pass in the Free State, and then we must see the schedule that at what time did that taxi left the station, because we are not going to accept a taxi passing in the Free State with a schedule where we don't know what is the time that it has left, because we want to force people to rest.
Police divers have extended their search for a missing fisherman who disappeared at sea when a crayfish boat capsized at St. Helena Bay on the Cape West Coast earlier this week. 2 other seamen drowned when they got stuck in the nets at the bottom of the boat, while another was rescued. National Sea Rescue Institute spokesperson Craig Lamberton.
The search is continuing for the missing fisherman at St. Helena Bay. The police dive unit and local police are continuing with the search. At this stage, no sign of the fisherman has been found, but it is an ongoing search operation.
And further afield, Syrian activists say they've received reliable reports of some of the heaviest fighting so far between the security forces who've defected to the opposition. Sources inside Syria have told the London-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights organization that hundreds of army defectors are clashing with government forces in and around the town of Daraa. Our top story at 5 o'clock. Environmental campaign group Greenpeace has strongly criticized the deal reached at the United Nations Conference for Climate Change in Durban. More news at 6 o'clock.